Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Thomas Holland, the president of Apex Group, of which Corporate Floors is part of. Thomas, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Kemp.
It's good to talk to you. I interviewed you a long time ago. You were Person of the Year at CARE several years ago with this whole recycling division that you'd put together. Catch me up on how Corporate Floors became part of the Apex Group.
Sure. Yeah, I really enjoyed that time in CARE and serving on the board. We still have our recycling business today. It's part of Apex Group. Maybe best to give the Reader's Digest version of the company background in general. We started our company in '97 in Dallas. I grew up in a commercial interiors business. My family had a Hayworth furniture dealership. We bought a Millicare franchise in '95 in El Paso and bought a second one in Dallas, and I moved in '97 to start that. My mom and I were partners. In 2000, I purchased the business from the family, got married the same year, and we had 5 total employees. So it was a good way to launch my career. So we started the business providing surface care, and a few years later, we started providing mill direct installation, which we did for the first 10 years of our company. It wasn't until 2010 that we purchased Resource Dallas, and in 2012, we purchased Wilson Flooring Dallas. That was also the same year that we joined StarNet. So we really weren't a full-service dealership until 2010. We started, the name of the company, Corporate Floors, was the original name going back to 1997. After 2012, we purchased a few other businesses throughout Texas in the maintenance and flooring industries. And in 2018, we ended our 20-year relationship with Millicare, really as we wanted to grow. And we just found that there were some restrictions keeping us from doing that, and we've never looked back. So in 2018, we spun off our surface care business from Corporate Floors and created the Apex brand. And we expanded into Colorado and California at that time. And then during COVID, we doubled down on diversifying the business. We purchased a critical space cleaning business in Phoenix, and they also provided surface care and another surface care business in Seattle. We also started a custodial and an elevator interiors business. All of those businesses, including Corporate Floors, were wrapped under the Apex Group brand. So today we've got about 200 teammates across 9 locations, and we were blessed to record our highest revenue in 2022. So I think the diversification worked pretty well for us.
So just run through one more time. Your service area is obviously heavy in Texas, and you mentioned Colorado. Where else?
Our locations are in Texas. We offer both flooring and surface care, both Corporate Floors and Apex. And then outside of Texas, it's only Apex Group services. So that would be the surface care, custodial, post-construction cleaning. That's in Arizona, Colorado, California, both LA and San Francisco, and Seattle. And then we have customers in about 38 of the 50 states that we manage through our national account team through Apex. And we do that both through self-performance. And then we have a curated group of licensed partners across mostly on the east side of the country that help us out over there.
All right. So the reason we're talking today is because you've decided to join Diverzify. This is big news. So what do you think attracted Diverzify into wanting to partner with you?
Yeah, really excited to be launching my next phase of my career. I'm 53. Really to see this as a way to run out my career in the business and found a good home here. You know, I've run my company for 27 years, and I always felt that we needed 3 ingredients to be successful: a strong culture with core values that, we practice and celebrate throughout our organization. We are very mission-based, so we have a mission-based objective with a focus on using our business as a force for good in our communities. And lastly, a team and a leadership team that practices servant leadership. So those were the 3 pillars of growing our business. I think those are the most meaningful factors that contribute to any company's success. And when comparing, critical comparison, when we're looking at a company to merger or acquire, we were not looking to sell our business. I was approached by a good friend of mine who worked on the executive team at Diverzify regarding their desire to expand their own service business and expand the flooring team in Austin, something we were uniquely qualified to do. So he had always spoke highly of the company and the organization, so we underwent a 2-way discovery process. What I found which was frankly most important to me, was that our own core values as a company were really reflected in everything that Diverzify did and stood for. That really helped. things stand out for me. We've always heard the horror stories about PE-backed ventures and what they can do to a company's culture. But after meeting with the Acon investment team, after having several meetings with the Diverzify leadership, I just found there was this intense passion among the leadership to preserve the entrepreneurial spirit and culture of the companies they merged with and that joined the company. Something very easy to say, quite frankly, but very difficult to execute. And it just seems that they found that secret formula. So all of those points were really helped what attracted me to the opportunity.
So you just mentioned a minute ago that you're 53. What is your plan moving forward? You can stick with the company, or tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah. So my job is to help expand the surface care and service side of the business within the Diverzify platform. So I'm really excited to get to know the organization. Apex will remain as the maintenance brand under the Diverzify family of brands. Our corporate floors team will be integrated over time into the Spectra business in Texas. That'll help Spectra expand into Austin, and it also expands their own technical and market knowledge just via the benefit of our own team's expertise. But we'll be expanding on the Apex side. We'll be expanding our national account capabilities and team, building depth in our local markets using this much larger contractor network that Diverzify has. Most national service companies, surface care companies that market a national presence, they really have about 9 to 10 core locations, and the rest are small warehouses or even a truck with a technician that works from their house with local technicians. So a lot of marketing, not a lot of execution, and they fill the gaps with subcontractors. And quite frankly, that's how we've had to grow our surface care business. You just don't have the depth in the organization to do much more than that. What Diverzify gives us the ability to do is integrate our service teams into this massive commercial presence in 51 markets, something no other company in our industry can do. So what's valuable for me is this helps us build our culture, our capacity, and our cross-selling across the whole enterprise. So I'm not going anywhere. I see this as a way to run out my career. My goal is to at least be able to make some new life choices when I'm about 60. So I'm really enjoying the team that I've met so far within the company and see myself filling out my career here.
You said one of your missions is to be a force for good. You think you've joined a force for good?
Yes. A big part of, I guess, our vetting as an organization, and our leadership team, we had the ability to sell our company back in 2018. In that transaction, it was just totally different than this. This has been a very open, transparent, communicative process along the way. And in talking with the leadership, there's always been this goal of, let's just make sure that all the decisions we make are going to do right for everybody. And that's really important to us as an organization. We are Apex Group, currently a little different in our industry. We're a public benefit company. We're B Corp certified. We carry EcoVadis certification. These are global certifications that speak to a company's environmental sustainability and governance and quality. And quite frankly, something no other company in our industry has. I believe that's what attracted us partly to Diverzify. And it's our goal to continue with a lot of these same, mission-based initiatives, be important to our communities. That's a core value of Diverzify as well. So that was very attractive to not just myself, but that's a huge part of the culture of our team. And knowing that they can also be part of an organization that's looking to do good is great.
Okay, Thomas, I appreciate you spending time with us and telling us about this big news that the Apex Group now becomes part of Diverzify. Again, been talking to Thomas Holland, the president of the Apex Group, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.